Hey, welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. It is Tuesday night. Actually, that's not true. It's Wednesday morning. Very, 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 very early Wednesday morning, but it is Wednesday morning nonetheless. Because again, just like for the past however many weeks, I cannot sleep, which really, really sucks because I gotta be up early in the morning because Service Ontario has opened its doors and my 16-year-old cannot wait past, 8:30 when they open to go to get his license. Welcome to my world. Oh wait, you have one of these too, so I'm sure you're going to be getting that on your agenda soon as well. So I'm awake and I've researched things, I've watched too much TV, I've played games, and I don't want to say I was trying not to record, but I was trying not to record. Why am I trying not to record? Probably because when I record all the time, I feel like I am pestering or bugging or overstepping my welcome, or I don't want to come off pathetic. How's that? I don't want to come off pathetic. I just really like chatting with you. I wish I could hear your thoughts instead of it all being about me, because it's not all about me. But this is what I have, so this is what I do. So yeah, here I am again, recording late at night, and yeah. So let me tell you about my day. How did my day go? It's been a long one. Started off this morning walking the dog and setting up homeschooling, parent teacher student conference thing to help Ladybug Girl with this week's assignments, which took longer than expected. What else? Oh, we did the homework, which was actually pretty fun because her teacher is focusing. She still has her regular math, English, whatever, but her teacher wants us to focus specifically on a project for their graduating class. They have to put together this slideshow thing, reflecting on who they are now and who they were when they started school and what their memories of school they're going to hold, what memories they're going to cherish, what they're looking forward to going into high school, because oh my god, she's going to high school next year. We talked about this already, but it's still blowing my mind. Anyway, they also have to put together some kind of project or artifact. They can do art, they can do a video, they can make a poem, they can write a song, they can do a whole bunch of things, but they have like for the rest of the 4 or 5 weeks, however long it is, to finish this up. And we were talking about it, and since we've been doing these TikTok videos, she's really been enjoying that. Ladybug Girl's been enjoying those. So we thought, well, what if we made a video? Okay, well, what would that look like? And she wanted to pick a song to do it. So we ended up spending today picking a song, which ended up being Working 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. But we changed it to, instead of 9 to 5, COVID World, and we changed all the lyrics to what it's like for her during her day, self-isolated, and what it looks like and what her hopes are and all sorts of things. It took a long time, but it turned out really cool. Now we have to figure out how to get her to sing it because her words aren't clear enough to make it legible. So we're not sure if we're going to have to record ourselves over it or excuse me, what that's going to look like, but that's our next step. So we've rewritten the song, which was really fun. We had a good time with that. And then tomorrow brings on the next stage of figuring out how to record it. And then we're going to make a video of it, just TikTok style, I suppose, or like these videos. Break it up into pieces and let her do her thing. So it's fun. We're having a good time with it. It was everybody got involved, so that was pretty cool. What do we do after that? Can't even remember. It was so long ago. Yeah, I don't know. Went outside for a while, worked in the garden for a while, put up some netting to protect the strawberries that were growing because the birds, they're already starting to come on, which is like the flowers are just crazy. But last year the few that we didn't have a lot of berries, but the ones that we did were destroyed by rabbits and birds. So we put up some netting today to protect them. So it looks like we're going to have a really good batch of strawberries, which is pretty cool. Little Bear's pretty excited about that. If we've got rhubarb already, so there's going to be some strawberry rhubarb crumble going on, which is tasty too. Everything we don't need while we're stuck in COVID with no exercise. What else did we do? Dog didn't want to walk very much, so we didn't get a lot of walking in today. It's just too bloody hot. He ended up excuse me, I am tired. I just can't fall asleep. He's been struggling at night because it's been so hot, and I refused to turn the air conditioning on, but we had to give in and put it on today because with my son isolated in his room, he has the hottest room in the house just because of where the sun is, and he's got this huge window in it, and it comes in and gets really heated, and there's it's always the hottest room in the house. So even with the blinds down and blankets in front to stop the light, it's gotten too hot for him, and since he has to stay in there to self-isolate, we had to turn on the air conditioning for him to survive. It was getting stifling up there. So now the dog is happy, and he is back sleeping on my bed, which he hasn't done for the last few nights because he's been sleeping in my shower on the cool tile. So what else did we do today? I don't know, it was a busy day, but sprayed for ants outside because there's a ton of ants. Did some research into this light language thing, the doodles that I draw. It's crazy if you ever have a chance, you should look it up. It's weird. Again, when I draw these things, they just look like doodles, but they're consistently when I'm drawing them, I get frustrated when they're not, when they don't look the way I want them to look, which isn't a doodle. A doodle is just like blah, blah, blah. But they look like doodles at the end, but I'm very specific about it when I'm drawing them, so that makes me think there's more to it. And then seeming that they matched this other lady's light language writing, I was kind of like, whoa, that's crazy. Now, when I go and research light language, there's like so much different drawings and so much different interpretations of things and different versions, kind of like different languages. No, exactly like different languages. The difference between writing in Greek or Chinese or Hebrew or whatever. Same deal with all these doodles. And so I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. I haven't figured out how to decipher my drawings. I don't know. I really would like to see if there's actually any meaning behind it, or if there's any, because obviously there's consistency of other people drawing them, but I haven't been able to find like a translator, like a light language dictionary where I can look it up. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep digging on that, just because, yeah, I just don't know what to do with it. I'm intrigued because of the similarities between what this woman posted and what I know I draw. I'm also intrigued because when I was digging into it, I found there's a lot of similarities between the symbols I was drawing that I found out were Reiki symbols. There's a bunch more that we aren't taught as Reiki symbols, but they all fall into a similar style and pattern, like the Sanskrit. And I just am curious because, like I said, I think I said this last time, when I get that message that I need to start writing more, and I get frustrated because I can't think of what I need to write, or I don't know what I should write, I end up doing these doodles, and now apparently they have meaning. So I would really, really, really love to know what the meaning is that I've written, because that would be very helpful. It'd be like, maybe it's my how-to guide, maybe it's my answer to all my questions, and I've had them in my sketchbook for years, and I just couldn't read it. That would be freaking cool. Yeah, so did that for a while too. Didn't get any painting done, just simply because I always hate going, how do I say it? It's not that I hate it. I don't like doing art outside because bugs get in my painting. But I don't like being downstairs in my basement painting when it's such a beautiful sunny day out. So I'm in a conundrum of where my heart wants to be. So I tried to find things to do outside, but it was so hot that it just wasn't feasible. I can't even imagine what your day was like at work. I'm sure you can't be accustomed to it at this point. It's so early in the season, and it was so cold so recently that your body couldn't have acclimatized to it. But I can only imagine how hot and gross it is at work for you. So my sympathies, my heart goes out. But at least it's a sunny day. It's a beautiful sunny day, so that was nice. What else was I going to share? I slept pretty hard last night when I finally got to sleep. Weird dreams, but not weird. I know I dreamt weird because I woke up stressed, but I couldn't remember them. So apparently that's still yet to come. I don't know. I'm sure. I always feel funny recording these because I think, part of me thinks, why would he waste his time watching these? Because I just rattle on endlessly. But at the same time, I really love it when I see that you've watched it. So thanks for holding on this long and listening to me rattle. And I'll try to up my content for you in the future. Oh, I know I was going to tell you, not that you care again, but I'm just rattling. Today was all about numbers. I saw 11:11 this morning. I saw 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw 225, which I see all the time. I saw 333. I saw 1122 at one point, because I thought, I'm seeing increments. What else? I saw 1111 again tonight, which is one of my constants. I see 1111 all the time, which is twin flame. number. So when I don't see it, I think, oh, am I supposed to back off? And then and as soon as I think that, all of a sudden I start seeing it again, which is, so that's not the message. Evidently, when I don't see it, it's not for me to back off, because it keeps coming right back. Even when I'm videoing and it has the time up at the top, without question, every time I see like certain numbers, it's kind of crazy. So today was a day of numbers, 444, and just angel numbers, which is cool. Just reminds me that my guides are with me, or numbers that mean something, which bring people to mind, or you to mind, or whatever it is. So it was a good day for that too. So I appreciated that, and yeah, and just appreciating my day, appreciating the things in it, appreciating time with my kids, and reflective. Oh, I know what I. So, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this. Anyway, my Facebook account is public. When I started it, it was always private. Only my friends can see. But since, and I just wanted to make sure. It was one of the many ways that I left a door open for you to reach out, or at least to keep in touch with me if you ever wanted to. So I leave my posts public so that you don't have to be my friend to see them, which only a couple times has that kind of brought on creepers, but I deal with it and it's all good and everybody goes away. But most of the time I try to leave my posts public. Today, one of my posts, if you have a chance, go on and look at it, because it's just funny. It talks about, I don't know, it's some rattling about I'm clearing out my Facebook friends, and if you consider yourself my friend, post how we met or follow the directions, but you need to read the directions explicitly, because just read the instructions. Anyway, the instructions are: tell how we met in the form of a lie. So don't tell the truth, make up some story. Oh my gosh, some of the stories that people have written, they're awesome. It's been so much fun. This one girl said we met in the back of a cruiser, and I don't know if I can see some of them. I'll read you some of them. It's just so much. It's been so much fun. It started off pretty tame. With elementary school when we didn't. It was high school, and high school when we didn't. It was through our kids. On the space shuttle, I was like, oh yeah, that was my first trip, and you were second, right? And it's funny because you can kind of play it out. It's been funny. This other woman who I don't know her very well, we started chatting at a friend's party. I met her at a friend's party, and we just have similar interests, but we don't talk a lot. Anyway, she posted, as usual, I was hanging out in a bog at night. I saw you attempting to roll a heavy-looking carpet out of your trunk. I figured, hey, a bog buddy, might as well offer my assistance. You talked about needing a drink to celebrate being newly single, so we hit the pub. The rest is history. It's just like total. So I told her, hey, what happens in the bog stays in the bog. And she's like, oh yeah, sorry. Oh, this is my other friend. Backseat of a cop car. I said, yeah, in our defense, her husband, Craig, said it was okay to borrow that Mustang because he used to be spokesman for Ford, and he did all their online postings, Twitter, Facebook, all that. He was a big voice for them. He actually took that job on. Anyway, so just to connect it back to actual life, but not really. And then he got on, he's like, he said, well, I told her, right now I'd say give her. So it was just funny. Somebody else said that they met me as a stripper. Somebody else said that we met dancing on a bar in New Orleans, and I was like, yeah, I never met anyone who collected so many beads. I knew we had to be friends going forward. Somebody else said we met fighting over toilet paper at Walmart. It's just so much fun. It's just been going on and on and on. It's fun how you can take a lie or a made up story and grow it sort of out of facts, but not really out of facts. Like the one about the cop car, or my aunt posted one, something about on a sinking ship in the Atlantic. When I was little, I'm disturbing him, so he's pissed, so he's leaving the dog, I mean. When I was little, my aunt and I used to, she was in university and I was little and living with my mom she was in London, we were living in London. And every weekend we used to drive back to my grandma and grandpa's house. And every time we drove back and forth, we would sing songs. That's how we entertained ourselves on the long drive, or how they entertained me on the long drive. I'm not sure. Anyway, we used to sing this song, and it went something. It was sad, so sad. It was sad when the great ship went down to the bottom of the husbands and wives. Little children lost their lives. It was sad when the great ship went down. Kerplunk, it sunk like a piece of junk. And we used to sing this. But the last part, the kerplunk, it sunk, we would scream it. And my mom would be like, "What?" And we would laugh and laugh and laugh. So she wrote on my thing that we met on a sinking ship in the Atlantic. And so I replied, it was sad, so sad. And husbands and wives died. And she just like cracking up on her. She called me and she's like, "Oh my God, you got it. I didn't know if you would get it." It was funny. So it's fun just to get people engaged in being silly and making people smile, and just taking inside knowledge and just twisting it just a little to, make up this made up story. It's been fun. It's been fun. It's funny because I wasn't going to post it. Another friend had posted it, and I wrote on hers that we met on the backstage at the Ellen show, because she was there promoting her new line of yoga clothing. She's been doing this farce of a yoga class on YouTube to make people laugh. Like, she can't do yoga at all, and she just exaggerates her inability and makes it really funny. So my comment was on hers that we met backstage at Ellen. She promotes her new line of yoga clothes, and what was I there for? Oh, talking about parenting to two Olympic champions or something, or two Olympians. And because she's always commenting on how it's amazing how I have multiple swimmers, and not just one that likes it and it succeeds in it, but multiple. So it's funny. I just take those little tidbits and then twist them just a little bit and grow this entertaining story, and just entertain each other and ourselves, I guess. But it's been fun. So we've been doing that back and forth and waiting for people's responses. It's been good. Anyway, I've rattled on way too long. It's it's 24 minutes. So I will say goodnight, because I'm sure you're done with listening to me. But again, thank you for listening. It always makes my heart happy when I see that you've watched it. Yeah. So until next time, dear twin flame, you are loved and you are missed.